On today's episode, I'm talking all things culture. Welcome back to Weekly Q&A with Steph. We've had a little bit of a break, but I've had so many questions from a lot of accountants and bookkeepers over the last couple of weeks that we thought, okay, we should really get back into the swing of things and start the Weekly Q&A series again. So we're now up to episode 38. And a couple of weeks ago, I was lucky enough to be on the panel at the Practice Ignition end of financial year celebrations. It was a fantastic night with some curly questions, but always a lot of fun. And after the event, I've had so many accountants ask me, why is culture so important to our business? And not only why is it so important, but how do you actually drive culture in your firm? And how do you actually get everybody engaged? And for me, I'm a firm believer that your team is everything. We are in the people business. No matter how good of an accountant you are, no matter how good you are at saving tax or being able to come up with strategies for people to actually grow their businesses, you have to be able to articulate that. You have to work together as a team, which means you have to have, the finders, the minders, and the grinders in your team. But you have to ensure everyone is ingrained in the process and everyone is excited about what they're doing. So for me, I'm a believer that every single person in your business is crucial. Every single role in the business is crucial, and every single point of contact that you have with clients is crucial as well. And if you don't have a team who enjoys coming to work and who loves what they do and who really, really understand just how much they're helping their clients, it actually becomes really, really hard to get that consistency, to keep that ball rolling with clients, to really grow your business. So if you're growing, if you've gone from having a couple of people in your firm to having, a lot, and we certainly have gone from having 3 of us 8 years ago to all of a sudden now having 13, you really need to ensure that culture is at the core. You can't just assume that every single person that comes in the door is going to absolutely love what you're doing and is going to be, firing on all cylinders all the time. This has to be something that you make a core part of your business. If you want to retain your team, if you want to attract really, really good people in your team, and if you want to be able to delegate down and to be able to spread out that workload, you have to have people who you can trust. You have to have people who have the client's best interests at heart, and you have to have people who understand what it is you're trying to deliver. So the services that you're trying to deliver and why these things are vitally important. So for us in Newcastle, we know that culture is everything because we know we only have a small pool of people to pull from who are accountants, bookkeepers, or whatever else we're trying to actually find. We don't have the luxury of being in New York or being in Sydney where there's just so many people. We are still in that really, really small town. So we know if we want to attract the best people, and the best people for us is very different than the best people might be for somebody else. But for us, we're really trying to help our clients grow. We're really trying to help our clients take control of what it is that they're trying to do, be that profit, be that more time with the kids, whatever it is. We want our clients to feel in control, which means we need to build a team around that who are going to help, who are going to support in every single facet for that client to be in control. Which means for us, every single one of our team needs to be able to articulate that. They need to be able to, at their core, have those conversations where they can really push our clients to say, this is what you wanted to do, this is what we need to do to get there. So obviously culture comes down to a lot of training and a lot of reiteration and a lot of actually just sitting down and having conversations with your team and having conversations with, every single person individually, but also as a group. And we know the more you're doing as a team and the more you're doing this regularly with your team, the better everyone becomes. The more every single person in the team actually grows, the more fun they end up having, and the more they can help each other. So it's really important that it's not just one person in the team who is actually driving your growth or driving your change or driving the type of people that you want. It has to be across the board. And one of the things that I've learned in trying to really build this great team and really, really trying to ensure that every single person is a really good fit and is also progressing themselves, is that you have to do this one-on-one. Now, I know as accountants, bookkeepers, whatever you guys are, we all have really busy, hectic things that we have to do. But if you're not dedicating time from a one-on-one perspective to your team, and also in a team, so that's team training, that's the regular stuff that you're going through, that's regularly standing up and making sure everyone's on the same page at, random intervals during the week and during the month. If you're not doing that, maybe it's not you, if someone else in the team isn't doing that, then you're never ever going to get the best out of your actual people, because it's so easy in a couple of days for people to have something go wrong, or not to feel like they're in control, or not to feel like they're contributing. So the more you're doing this on a consistent basis, and the more you're driving what you're trying to actually achieve, the better everyone is going to be. The more on the same page people end up being, and the more every single person in that team is going to help each other. So for me, culture is everything. Culture for you will be very different than culture for me. So we do expect that our team will be really, really high performing. We do obviously expect that, they're going to be doing stuff in their own time. They're going to be learning a whole host of different things that are not just accounting, not just bookkeeping, not just technology things, but understanding people, learning about that psychology. And we do expect that from our team, but we tell them before they even get here that this is our expectations. Everything that we portray to the world shows that this is our expectations, and then we provide that help and guidance all the way through. So if you're trying to build a really, really rock star team in whatever way, shape or fashion that you're trying to build it, you have to have this understanding that culture is everything. You've got to create your little standards and your repetitions for what are you doing one-on-one with every single person? What are you going to do as a team, and how often are you going to do these things? As well as who else in the business can actually help in this area. So, can you put somebody in charge of learning, as an example? So we've got a whole bunch of really young kids in the office, and I find one of the best things to do from a cultural perspective is put one of the young team in charge of things. So we have a young 21-year-old in December who is in charge of accounts. So he does everything in terms of growth-wise accounts, does the budgets, does all those bits and pieces, and I have to report to him every single month in terms of business development and whether we're on track or not on track. We've got a 21-year-old who is in charge of learning. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's putting together training packages, but he's actually in charge of ensuring that every single person each day is actually contributing to what we're trying to achieve. So this whole idea and notion of culture, you can spread that workload, but someone has to drive it. Someone has to be the excited person who knows what culture looks like to them, how they're going to get every single person in the team on board and running full pelt, basically, and then having some fun with that as well. So that's a wrap for this week. As you can tell, I'm really passionate about driving culture and about the fact that it is so important in every single team, not just yours, but being able to articulate this for your clients and their teams as well. We're back with this series, so if you have any questions, you can shoot them through basically at the bottom of the video in the comments. You can contact me on Twitter or literally any social media platform. Just reach out with those questions. I love sharing. I love being able to share what we've done with other accounting firms and other answers that they're providing as well. Until next week, don't forget to subscribe.